Welcome to Are You Quizzing Me? I'm Vineet Nair with my co-host Aditya Kashyap. This is a quizzing trivia podcast show where we ask each other questions and share what we know and learn with you. Though in a quizzing format, it's not competitive. The questions are simply a way of sharing our love of trivia. So sit back, relax, and join us as we explore the depths of human knowledge. Here's the format. We ask each other questions alternatingly, as many as time permits, while giving as many clues as needed to help each other get to the answer. Let's get quizzing. Another day, another episode, and we are back. And as usual, before we start our proceedings for this episode, we have to suffer the indignity of listening to Aditya's answer of his question from last week.
I should be offended, but I'm not, surprisingly. Mostly because I know what I'm going to answer this question, and I can already preempt the agony and the groans that are going to be elicited. But let's just go for
Okay.
it. So the question that I asked last episode was, if there was a musical that was made on the movie Sholay, the iconic movie Sholay, what should it be called? And I realized I want to go down a route where we pay homage to classical American musicals while still talking about our movie Sholay, our beloved movie Sholay. So I have a couple of examples, and anybody who's going to do this can use any of these royalty free. The Nightmare Before Holi, because everything is going wrong in Ramgarh before Holi. Um, of course, you've seen Cabaret, but have you seen Gabaret?
Give me
It's
now.
the musical about
Stop,
Gabbar Singh.
please.
And the last one, because I am such a big Hema Malini fan, instead of rent, it would be Kent water purifier. Also, a branding that you
Oh,
can use on the
oh
iconic
no! Yes, no.
water
Come
tanki
on.
scene,
Oh,
Kent.
that is so bad on so many levels.
Hey, I'm just giving some wonderful marketing opportunities to any future
Yeah.
producers.
Oh God.
There is an iconic water tanki scene. You can just brand it as Kent, and that's how you know the name of the musical.
Yeah, I think I need to dial an ambulance right now. We'll be back after I'm back from the hospital.
Alrighty. You know what? I could save you. I could save you. Let's start with some trivia. Let's do some trivia, and that should help
Let's do
us.
some trivia. Let's do some trivia. So I'll start off the proceedings today. I'm going to give you a list of military officers. I need you to tell me what's common among them. Lieutenant Abhimanyu Rai, Major Arjun Singh, Major R.P. Sharma, Squadron Leader V.P. Singh, and Major Samar Anand. I need you to connect these military officers and tell me how they, what's the connect basically?
Were they all portrayed in the movie LOC?
No.
Okay. Is there an award that connects all of them?
No, but there is a year that I mean, like there are multiple years. I'll give you some years, okay, along with the
Oh,
names. I
okay.
think that might
Hmm.
help it along.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, Lieutenant Abhimanyu Rai is from 1989.
Mm-hmm.
Major Arjun Singh is from 1996. Major R.P. Sharma is from 2004. Squadron Leader V.P. Singh is also from 2004. And Major Samar Anand is from 2012.
It's a very interestingly phrased list that you gave. Is from 2004. So are we saying that they were given something that in the year and now that title continues? Is it a title that they were awarded?
No, it's not a title.
Not an award, not a title.
You got a little close. Okay, I have a full disclosure. You got a little close with your first try. I thought you got it quickly, like in the first attempt, but then when I heard your answer, I was like, okay, he's still far away.
It's still far away. I was going to say biopic also. Some Indian soldiers who have had biopics, but
No, no, not biopics. Not
hmm.
biopics.
What is the first name?
So the first name is Lieutenant Abhimanyu Rai.
Is Abhimanyu Rai that soldier from Kargil? The Dil Mange More.
No, 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 no.
Oh, that's somebody else.
Yeah,
Okay. Hmm.
that was Vikram Batra, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, that is Vikram Batra. Why does Abhimanyu Rai seem very familiar a name?
Yeah, it's very familiar. But I told you the year, no, where Abhimanyu Rai,
Oh right,
1989.
right, right. Fair. That's much before Kargil. Abhimanyu Rai. Okay, are there military bases named after these people?
No, 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 no. You're going colder and colder. I would go back to your first two answers.
My first answer was LOC, the movie.
Okay. Think similar vein but different. This is a very silly question now I think of it. Now it just seems so silly now that I think of it. Okay, I kind
I
of regret putting this question now. People are going to be like, "Achie, what question has he put?"
Hey, it's okay. Then, if anything, we just go onwards and upwards in this episode from here.
Yeah.
Give me a hint. Give me a hint. I'm currently a bit lost.
Okay, it's related to the movies. And I would specifically ask you to focus on one particular actor rather than anyone else.
Interesting. One particular actor. 1989, is that what you said?
Yes.
So, if an actor who was active in 1989 portrayed this character, I can only think of Sunny Deol for some reason.
No.
Oh, is it Sunil Shetty? Sunil Shetty
No,
was
no, no.
also.
It's not Sunil Shetty. Okay.
Okay.
Let me just give you one last clue before I give it. So I would. It's kind of ironic that this person has played all these characters when this actor himself, and the fact is that most people may not remember these names, even though they may remember the movies, they may not remember these names. But it's very ironic that this actor is known for having like almost prototypical names throughout his career as characters. His characters have like very memorable names, and people hear that they're like, "Oh, okay, this actor."
Oh, okay. That just automatically leads me to Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah, it is. These are movies. These are military characters portrayed by Shah Rukh Khan.
Oh, no way. He's played so many military characters.
Yes.
Oh,
Now the bonus points, bragging rights. If you can tell me which movies these are from. So let's go backwards. Okay, 2012, Samar Anand.
Jab Tak Hai Jaan.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
2004, Squadron Leader VP Singh.
Veer Pratap Singh, Veer Zara. You said VP Singh. If you had said Veer Pratap Singh, I would have gotten this like
I
before
know,
you'd
that's why.
completed the question.
That's why I did not.
VP Singh, VP Singh, Veer
Okay.
Pratap Singh, Veer Zara.
Major
Yeah, yeah.
RP Sharma.
Ram Prasad Sharma. Come on, man. Vinny, you are messing with me. Oh, I would have gotten this ages ago. Oh,
Yes, so that's
oh my
Mehuna.
God.
Okay, now the next two maybe not that easy. Major Arjun Singh.
Yeah.
You
Which
need
year
to
is
be
this?
like a hardcore Shah Rukh fan to get that one.
Which year is this?
This would be 94, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh
96, sorry.
wow.
96.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the movie then. 96.
It's called Army. He had acted in a movie called Army.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
And
Hmm.
the first one, 1989, Lieutenant Abhimanyu Rai.
He was in 4G.
It was in 4G, yes.
And that's why the name sounded so familiar because recently I was seeing something about him and his first few roles. Everyone, alright. This is a fun question. That's a fun question. I liked it.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Oh.
Okay, hit me with yours.
Let's talk invention.
Okay,
Okay. So, the man in question here is Francis William Epperson. This
okay,
gentleman, back in 1923,
okay,
filed a patent for this invention of his.
okay,
He accidentally invented this particular thing on a cold night, when he was trying to create a certain drink and somehow ended up with this invention at the end of it.
okay.
And it is
He,
also named after him in a roundabout way. It's named after him in a roundabout way, this invention. What am I talking about?
so he invented a drink.
He was trying to create a drink, but he ended up with something else.
He's trying to create a drink, but he
Mhm.
ended up with something else. And what was his name again?
Francis William Epperson.
Francis William a person? No, a person.
Epperson.
Okay.
E double P E R S O N.
And you mentioned that he made it on a very cold night.
Yes, that
Why
should
would
be
you
a
mention
good
it's
to
on a
do.
cold night?
This is in California, San Francisco, back in 1923 is when he
23.
patented it. He first created it in 1905
Cold
when he
night
was
trying to make
himself
a
a
drink.
when he was himself a child.
Okay, he was a child at the time.
Hmm.
Trying to make a drink on a cold night. Ice cream's been there for like gazillions of years. I mean, like even the Mughals had ice cream, so it can be ice cream.
Hmm. Hmm.
Is it that the thing where they partially freeze the thing and then they crush it and they give it to you? What is it called? Slushy.
No, it's not a slushy. That's a great guess, actually, but it's not a slushy. And I also said it was named after him, but in a roundabout way. So technically, it does not have his name in it, but it was named after him by his children.
Named after him by his children.
Yeah,
So he said his name is Frank, right?
yeah.
Frank,
Francis William
Frank,
Frank.
Francis, Sis, Frank,
No, no, the
Frankie.
name is not going to lead you to the answer. The name is not going to lead you to the
Okay,
answer, if that helps.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's not that. You're trying to make a drink on a cold night. It's not a slushy. It's not ice cream.
Well, just so that you don't meander too far, it is in that space, somewhere in that space.
Is it okay? Can you give me a clue? Whether is it a frozen thing? Is it frozen or is it
It
just a side?
exactly why I said it was a very cold night. Yes, it is a frozen item.
Okay. What else is frozen? What else is frozen? Frozen. Oh, the thing on the stick. What is it called? Not a lollipop. I'm so blanking right now.
Yeah, you're there. You're there. You're almost there.
A popsicle. It's a popsicle.
Popsicle. That's the one. Yes, popsicle.
Oh, okay. So somebody actually invented the pop. Okay, I thought it was a pretty obvious
Yeah.
thing that you don't just stick something. Like
But,
people have been doing
he
that for
he
decades, right?
patented a he patented frozen ice on stick. And what happened was in this cold night in 1905, when he was himself a child, he was making a little glass of lemonade soda and water, and he left a mixing stick in it, and he left it outside on the porch. And when he went back the next day, he saw a
And he
popsicle.
got a patent for that.
He got a patent for that, yeah. And the name initially he used to sell it as a Epsicle Ice Pop. No, but his children insisted he call it Pops Icicles. And that's where the name Popsicle came from. Pops
Okay,
Icicles
that's
became
a great
Popsicle.
question. That's a
Yeah,
great
it's a
question.
very fun little question. He has the rights. I also very surprised that something like a popsicle, which I believe almost every child has done at some point, like just taken a soda or a juice or something or the other. I've done that. I know I have.
Yeah,
I've
man.
experimented a
No,
lot.
I'm still trying to get my head around the fact that you could patent a popsicle. Basically, like you said, frozen ice around a stick.
I know I was just born in the wrong century, Vinny. What do I tell you?
Yes, we
I
would
would
all.
much rather have patented a popsicle. Yeah,
Okay.
that's my question. All right, your turn.
Okay, this is something you can work out. Okay.
Okay.
Uraba lugens. It's an insect that sheds its exoskeleton so that it has room to grow.
Hmm.
But what it does is it keeps the skin that it shed on its head stacked on top of each other. This particular insect is nicknamed blank, something that reminds you of a famous literary character from the 19th century and the fact that it looks like a caterpillar. So give me its nickname
It keeps the shedded skin on top.
of its
Is that
head.
what you said? Of its head, on top of the head, so it just piles up like a.
Yes, it piles up. So think literary characters from the 19th century and the fact that it's a caterpillar. Put these together, and what kind of clever nickname would you probably get?
I have a very, very, very terrible answer. Is this Ramayana in portrait mode? No, I'm sorry. That is just so bad.
Oh God, no,
Because
no,
Ravan in
no,
portrait mode would technically
no,
be
no,
head
no, no, no,
stacked
no,
on.
no. Stop it right there. Stop it right there. Oh God.
Just had to. That was the first
No,
image that
no,
came to
no,
my
no,
head.
no, 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 no.
Okay, no,
Aditya,
I'll
control
try
yourself.
serious. No, no, this is not. This is a serious part of the podcast. You said a literary character from the 19th century and something else as well, right?
Yeah, so basically, you have to just take the famous character. Okay, now I'd like to visualize what this caterpillar would look like. Right. It's got this kind of dead skin piled on top of its head, one on top of the other. It's a caterpillar, and they've given it a nickname from a famous literary character from a 19th century classic, which I guarantee you've read.
I've read. Oh, okay.
Guarantee.
Okay, interesting. Is it a children's book by any chance?
Yes, you could say that. Most people read it when you're a child, but it is how to be nuanced enough that I know many adults who still quote from it. There's a
I'm
lot of
inclined to.
subtext and things like that. It's a very
I'm
deep novel.
I'm inclined to say Roald Dahl.
No, 19th
Would I
century.
be
Now we're
correct?
talking about.
Oh, okay, 19th century is before Roald Dahl. 19th century. I cannot visualize a single character which has a look of
Try a
heads by
book.
that.
Try what children's book or famous kind of children's book would you think from the 19th century?
Wow, I'm no.
Okay. So just imagine you had a creature which had the skin piled on top of its head. What would it look like? What would that pile maybe? If you had a pile of something on top of your head, what would it resemble?
Just for our listeners' reference, we record this late at night, so if I have nightmares later after this, just heads piled on top of one or the other. Beneath, I'm going to blame
No,
you.
forget
Okay.
heads. Like, just imagine you have something piled up on top of your head. What would that remind? What kind of garment would that remind you of?
Turban. I'm thinking turban.
Okay, let's think
Oh,
19th century
oh,
England.
oh, 19th century England, though. Is it those headgears that the guards wear
This is much simpler, much
at the
simpler.
Windsor Castle? And no, okay, the Royal Guards, right? Is that what they're called? No, it's not that. It's a kind of garment, a top hat, a
Okay,
bowler
yes.
hat.
No, you
Oh,
got it right the first time. A top hat. Okay. Now think hat. Think the fact it's a caterpillar, and think what character from the 19th century you can think of.
caterpillar with a top hat. Oh my God, again, I'm blanking. I'm doing the same thing you did. I can almost picture this.
You can almost taste it, can't you?
Oh boy, give me a hint. Give me a hint, please. Give me a hint. Oh
Okay,
God,
Alice in
what is it?
Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland. I know Alice in Wonderland. I don't remember the name of the character. I should have just said Alice in Wonderland because I can't remember. Oh boy, I love that these are the moments where our listeners are in agony because they're like they've figured it out 15, 20 seconds ago. No, yeah, no, I'm not gonna get it.
Okay, I'll give you the character. The character's name, we're talking about the Mad Hatter.
Mad Hat, of course. It is the Mad
Okay.
Hat.
So if you had a creature the larval form looked like the Mad Hatter and it was a caterpillar, what name would you, Aditya, Lord of the Pun, give it?
Mad Hatterpillar? I don't know.
Yes, it is the Mad
Is it?
Hatterpillar.
Mad Hatterpillar. Oh boy, this I don't know how to top this anymore. This is humor at its finest. Mad Hatterpillar. Oh, that's such a lovely name, Mad Hatterpillar.
Yep,
Okay.
that's what its nickname is.
Okay, cool. I'll Google this little creature later. Okay, let's
Yes.
move on to my question. In the year 2011, this particular, oh, I'm doing an invention question again. I didn't realize it. Okay, let's do this. This particular invention
Mhm.
was awarded an Ig Nobel Prize. Um,
Yes. Okay.
it was meant to be an alarm, a
Okay.
fire alarm for deaf people, and it's a 400 pound alarm. It's an expensive alarm, but it
So
is the
400 pounds
most
isn't the
effective.
price. The
Oh
price
yeah,
is
yeah,
400. Okay.
yes, but it is the most effective alarm that they could find. They
Okay.
tried a bunch of items first before settling on the final one that they won the Ig Nobel Prize for. Do you want to make a guess as to what was the final item that they used as a fire alarm for deaf people?
Okay. So it can't be anything that obviously makes sound.
Yes.
It'll have to be something that they can see, assuming that this person is not both blind and deaf.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. That's not a bad guess, but in this case, it is not the right answer.
Okay. So if it's not something they can see, something they can smell, but then they would be able to smell the fire anyway. Uh, Smell. Wait, is it something like hydrogen sulfide gets released in? No, but hydrogen sulfide is flammable. They wouldn't do that.
Brilliant. You are a scientist, clearly. You're very much on the right path. I would
Okay.
imagine that they did not go with something that you can see because, again, a fire alarm is used in places like a house, and the alarm would have to be in every room and visible from every angle, which would be
Yeah.
tougher. And something like
Yes.
sound doesn't have that barrier, so they had to
Okay.
come up with an alternative. So you were pretty much on the right track with smell
Okay. So
and
it is something they
hydrogen.
can smell.
Yes. So, which is why I said they
Is it
tried out a
is it from
bunch
one
of
of those
things.
mercaptan families? The mercaptans, those are the things that are added to LPG to make it smell.
No, it's not that. It is not that. I think of an alarm because an LPG smell also, at least in my experience, is something that isn't alarming. It is, or at least it
I
takes
get
a
scared,
while
huh?
for me to
Quite
register it.
often.
No, no,
I go to a panic.
I meant alarming in the sense of it instantly hits you. So at least in my experience, that LPG smell is almost like I'm usually like a
Okay, so you're saying
is the
it's
gas
not
on?
pungent or something enough for you to.
It is pungent. It is actually very, very pungent, is my point. It is extremely pungent. They probably experimented with the particular compound you mentioned as well, but they needed to be
Okay.
really, really pungent.
Smelling salts, ammonia, those
No,
things
no.
go
So
straight to
I'll
your
give you a
brain.
couple of examples that they tried out.
Okay.
They tried out rotten eggs.
Hydrogen sulfide, same
Was
problem.
Yeah, so one of them, yeah. But again, rotten eggs was not good enough, probably for the reason that you mentioned as well, that it's flammable. Before they settled on this particular final item, so rotten eggs was one of them.
Okay, so not rotten eggs. Not rotten
Yeah,
eggs. Not the mercaptan. It's not ammoniacal. What else will make you jump up? Uh,
literally, it was supposed to be something that somebody would be able to. Oh, also another reason that the visual one wouldn't work is that you need to be able to react to it even if you're asleep.
oh,
So
yes,
that is
makes
another
sense.
reason that
Makes
wouldn't work.
sense.
Yeah,
So it needs to be something that's powerful enough to wake somebody while they're
yeah.
asleep. So it's probably that. I'm still
Let
coming back
me
to the smelling
Okay,
salts,
I mean,
ammonia.
let me bring you a bit closer. These particular scientists were from Japan.
That doesn't help. Okay,
So
they're
the
from Japan.
alarm is
What?
a 50,000 yen alarm or a 400 pound alarm.
So it's something really expensive. Oh yeah, so it's at 400 pounds, as
Yeah,
in 400
it's
British
something very
pounds. So it's a
expensive
currency. So it's something really expensive. Uh,
from Japan.
Japanese. What in Japanese smells?
Pungent smell.
Pungent smell. Uh, would I know this? Is it something
Oh,
really
yes,
obscure?
absolutely, you know. Yeah,
Okay. uh,
you have smelled it yourself. I assume, yeah, actually, I'm assuming, but you definitely know it. Yeah.
no, because I've never had a problem with anything Japanese. That like their things are whatever you buy Japanese, it's always what do I smell? Wait, you said I've had it.
Yeah, that was
Is it a food item?
that was a little bit of a
No, but
unintended clue, but yes, yes, it is a food
and it
item.
hit me late by the sodium vapor lamp. But okay, so it's a food.
Expensive.
Wasabi.
Wasabi is the answer. It is wasabi. The wasabi. smell, a strong wasabi smell, which was inhaled after being air diluted, would wake people up. So they came up with a 50,000 yen wasabi alarm. After trying out hundreds of odors, they did
Are you
realize the
kidding
wasabi.
me?
No, wasabi is the one. Yeah, wasabi can wake somebody up apparently if used in the right concentration and
I've never had a really strong reaction to wasabi, so you know, I don't know.
I know you're a food connoisseur, but again, depends on where you have had wasabi because most places that serve wasabi in Japanese restaurants are not actually serving wasabi because wasabi is very expensive.
Hmm, hmm,
So
hmm,
they are
hmm.
serving you something along the lines of horseradish.
Horseradish, possibly,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. My wife has a
uh,
really bad reaction to wasabi. The first time she had
exactly.
sushi, she thought it was like she had took like a
Chutney.
big chunk of it and kept it on top of it and just put it in her mouth. It hit her hot palate, went straight to her brain. You should have seen her eyes popped like wow.
Well, clear proof right there that she would have woken up from a sleep if
Yes, yes, she would have. She
a
would have.
wasabi alarm was
Okay,
around
so
her.
wasabi alarm. I'd be very interested to know how they're planning. So did they disperse it? It's like a sprinkler that they put it out, and how did they do
I imagine they aerosolize it. I don't know the exact mechanic of how they use it, but
it? Okay.
it is the active ingredient is allyl isothiocyanate. Yes, I believe that's how you
Okay.
pronounce it. Yeah, and it acts as an irritant in the nose and works even
Okay.
when someone is asleep.
Okay. That's great.
All right.
Okay. Uh, Serendipitously, I have a question of from Japan as well, so I'll move there.
Mhm.
So, a rudimentary version of this product was first invented by Brazilian inventor Andreas Pavel in the 1970s.
Okay.
Okay, this X is a consumer product which was first marketed under that specific name in Japan in 1979. It
Okay.
was marketed under the name Soundabout in many countries, including the US. It was called Freestyle in Australia and Sweden, and Stowaway in the UK. The company chairman hated this particular brand name and asked it to be changed. But he relented after being told by executives that a promotion campaign had already begun using this name and it would be too expensive to change. The promotion campaign was also very unique. The company hired young adults to walk around in public wearing X, offering nearby people to test out the product. They also hired actors to pose with X around the streets of Tokyo as an additional form of promotion. What is X? What product am I talking about? What classic brand name?
Is it the Sony Walkman?
Oh, you are too good. You are too good. It is the Sony Walkman.
I
Perfect.
think the way they advertise it kind of give it away. Well, but
Gave it away. Yeah.
that's a cool question. Yeah,
Yeah. So I'll give a
wonderful.
little bit of history for our listeners.
Yes,
Portable
yes.
tape players of various designs have been available, but none of them were intended to be operated by a person as they were walking. So in the
Hmm.
1970s, Brazilian inventor Andreas Pavel devised a method for carrying a player of this type on a belt around his waist, listening via headphones. But his stereo belt, as he called it, did not include the required engineering advancements to yield high quality sound reproduction. And the tape player was also subject to mechanical shock. So that again decreased the quality. So Pavel was not able to bring his idea to complete fruition. And later on in life, he lost a suit claiming that the Walkman idea was his own. Right. So Sony finally came up with this idea. Basically, they wanted to create a cassette recorder to listen to music while traveling for business.
Hmm.
They had predicted that when it would launch, that it would sell about 5,000 units a month, but it sold 30,000 in the first 2 months just in Japan. And then they just, went crazy. Walkman caught on globally, and Sony started using the name worldwide. So,
Nice, nice, wonderful, wonderful.
very fast crack.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. All right. Let me go with my question now.
Yeah.
Very short question, but perhaps might take a
Those are
little
the
bit
ones
of
that tend
time
to be
to.
hard.
Yeah, might take a little bit of time to crack it. But I believe in you. Okay. Before Gmail was
Hmm.
launched, there was already an existing Gmail in the internet of your, if you're old enough to remember internet before Gmail.
Yes,
There
before
was a
Gmail, there was
Gmail.
Yahoo.
No, no, I'm talking. There was a Gmail, actual Gmail.
Okay.
Uh, it was just not Google Mail.
Okay.
Who did this Gmail belong to? And I'll give you some hints because this is a very vague question. But if just right off the
Who?
bat you know the answer,
No, I don't know the answer right off the bat. Gmail, you said who? So one person, George Clooney? No. Did he have his
no, no,
own?
no,
No.
no. So it's not a person.
No. It's a company.
But it, yes, you can. Yeah,
Okay.
let's say that for now. Yeah.
Okay. Mm,
Okay, let me
I
give
need
you
a
the
clue. I need a
slogan.
clue.
Okay, let me give you the slogan which might help you. So
Okay.
this original Gmail was
Hmm.
touted as email with catitude.
Email with catitude.
Catitude.
Email with catitude. Something to do with cats, uh, or animals. Hmm. PETA? No.
No, no, no.
It's not the ASPCA.
It is specifically cats. It's it's a specific cat, if that helps.
It's a Garfield mail.
Garfield Mail was the original Gmail. So fans of Garfield could actually access Garfield Mail at gmail.garfield.com. So that was the
Oh,
original Gmail, and it was the email with catitude. They did have a little bit of, I believe, a legal tussle with
huh.
Google later, because when Google tried to use the name Gmail, because Garfield enthusiasts were very, very particular about their own Gmail. Yeah. And eventually,
Okay.
of course, as you know, history sided with not the cat and with the humans. I think maybe the cats are taking revenge now by taking over the internet, taking over the government.
Yeah,
Kind of.
quite possible.
It's a
Okay.
short and sweet question. Yeah, your turn.
Yes. So I'm going to go with slightly longer question.
No
So
problem.
this I'm going to talk about a TV show. Now this is a former TV show that aired on ZTV for our international listeners. ZTV is an Indian channel. The I'm going to tell you the names of the characters on the show. Okay.
Yeah.
And the first round, I want you to tell me the name of the show. If not
Okay.
possible, I'll keep giving clues in an ascending format. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So the names of the characters in the show were Sanjana,
Mm-hmm.
Nisha, Penny, Cyrus, Vikram, and Rahul.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guess the show?
When was it aired?
This would be 1999.
Is it the Indian version of Friends?
Yes, it is the Indian version of Friends.
Oh God.
Can you tell me the name of the show?
Oh, I didn't know that. I would assume they just called it Friends. Um, I don't know, Dosto,
No. Okay, get this.
Mitro.
It's a very original name. It's a very original name. It was called Hello Friends.
Hey, that's
Okay,
not too
now
bad.
this
That's
is
not
that's
too
not
bad.
the best part. That's not the best part. Listen to the cast. So
Okay.
Sanjana was played by Simone Singh, who was the equivalent of Monica Geller, but she was a
Okay.
serious, level-headed fashion designer.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
Aparna Tilak acted as Nisha, who was the equivalent for Rachel Green, who was a millionaire who escaped from her marriage.
Okay.
Maria Goretti, if you remember the VJ days, as
Oh.
Penny, she was the equivalent of Phoebe Buffay, an aspiring
Mhm.
musician.
Okay.
Cyrus Brocha as
Mm-hmm.
Cyrus, he was the
Of
equivalent for
course.
Chandler Bing. He was an office executive.
Okay.
Anil Dimbri as Rahul.
Hmm.
equivalent for Joey Tribbiani, was a struggling model. Now, can
Okay.
you guess who played Ross's character, Vikram? Ross's equivalent Vikram. Who would you think would have played Ross's character?
I the reason I also got this very quickly is because I think I might have seen the opening scene of this thing, and
Yes,
I always thought it
which is
was a
like a scene to
sketch.
scene copy.
Yeah, it is exactly. I think the Rachel character walks in, but she's wearing the
Yes,
Shadi ka Joda and whatnot.
yes,
And I always thought it was a sketch. I did not know it was an actual show. So if I'm not wrong, it is that VJ Nikhil,
yes. It is Nikhil
right?
Chinnappa.
From Chinappa, VJ Nikhil Chinappa, correct? Yeah, that's the
The
one.
thing is, I remember Nikhil Chinnappa as being this really cool hip dude on MTV when I
Oh,
was a
sorry, he
kid.
was on MTV. He was on MTV, not on Channel
Yes, he
V.
was on MTV, and he was this really hip. He used to host the show. He was fit. He was cool. He was trendy.
Hmm.
Not the person you would fit for a Ross character.
Yeah, true. But hey, I
Yeah, so the
guess.
show was a kind of it premiered on Z TV on 6th September 1999. It was an
Okay.
almost scene-to-scene adaptation of the American sitcom Friends, and it ran for one season, 26 episodes, and then was cancelled. Five
That's
guesses why.
not a big surprise. Okay.
Okay,
Cool, cool,
yours.
cool. Alrighty. This is let's go into the field of business. So let's do some
Hmm.
business related question. In 1902, five entrepreneurs founded this particular company in Minnesota. They were trying to mine corundum, which is a crystalline form of aluminum oxide. So they were trying to mine this particular thing and they wanted to process it and sell it as sandpaper. It turns out, funnily enough, that the mineral they mined was not corundum, but it was a useless rock.
Okay.
They tried to import another mineral, but that gave them a product of lower quality as well. In 1905,
Hmm.
very soon after founding the company, they were on the verge of bankruptcy. Till
Okay.
couple of businessmen gave them $25,000 in
Hmm.
exchange for 60% ownership. And
Okay.
post that, they ended up diversifying a lot. And this company survives till today as a pretty iconic company. Yeah, pretty famous company. I think you already know the answer.
Yes, it's the
So,
Minnesota Mining Corporation, now known as 3M.
wonderful.
The moment you said
Wonderful.
Minnesota and mining, I was like, I know where this is going.
Lovely. See, me doesn't even take you down. You could have stopped me much earlier.
No, no, I have made that mistake once with HK. It's a cardinal rule. I used to despise it when people interrupted my questions, and then when I did it myself, I was horrified. So I've sworn I will never do this on that podcast again. I will wait till we
Oh,
finish,
that's sweet.
and
I
then.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let me just give you the complete background. It was called
Ah,
Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing Company,
okay,
which is
okay.
where the 3M comes from. And it was shortened to 3M only in 2002. It was
Oh,
probably used, the name was used 3M, but I think officially it was shortened to 3M only in 2002. And initially, of course, it did not manufacture the gazillion products it does today. But today it is making literally every single thing out there that used on a day-to-day basis,
office
especially
supplies of all things.
office supplies mostly. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yep.
at the
So that is
when
what.
I first read that 3M stood for Minnesota Mining and whatever, I was so fascinated by the fact that a company named a mining and manufacturing company was actually making double-sided tape, sticky notes, stationery items. I was like, what? What is this? How is this link at all?
It is a strange world we live in. Yes. The company actually today produces over 60,000 products. Started off as just trying to manufacture and process this one little mineral into
And then,
sandpaper. Today they do 60,000 products.
okay, we have time for a couple of questions more. Today it seems to be a much faster episode. So
Okay.
I'm going to hit you with another question, slightly history. We'll pivot to history, one of my
Let's do that.
favorite topics, right? Baba Budan was a 17th century Sufi revered by both Muslims and Hindus, whose shrine is at Baba Budan Giri in Chikmagaluru, Karnataka.
Mhm.
He is famous for having introduced this item to India by smuggling it in his beard when coming back from the Hajj in 1670. What did he introduce
Okay.
to India?
Oh, wow. That's a unexpected question. I did not see it going there. Okay.
There are some clues in the question itself. You could work it
I
out.
would imagine. I would imagine. So I'm just gonna ask for a quick little recap. What's the name? The name
His name
was
was Baba Budan.
Bhudan.
Budan, Budan, Baba Budan,
Bhudan.
17th century
Bhudan.
Sufi. He went on Hajj in 1670, and when he came back, he smuggled something in his beard. And that was the introduction of this item in India. He is revered by both Muslims and Hindus, and he has a shrine at Baba Budan Giri in Chikmagaluru, Karnataka.
Is it a food item?
Yes.
But he had to smuggle it in. Interesting.
Yeah, because
Dates?
huh? Sorry?
Dates?
No, no, not dates, not dates. I would advise you to think of where his shrine is right now. That would give you a clue.
Karnataka. Chikmagaluru. Food item. Oh man. Not sure I'm very well versed in Kannada food.
Okay, I'll then give
Uh,
you a clue about where he smuggled it from. So he was on his way back from Hajj, right? So
yeah, so
you
I was, that's why I said dates. I was assuming the Middle East,
Yes.
Southeast.
So yes, it's the Middle East. So he went to Mecca, Medina for the Hajj, and in those days you would travel by boat, right? So then he had to go
Hmm.
to a nearby port, and the closest port. I don't know if it was the closest port, but he ended up traveling through Yemen, and it's from Yemen that he smuggled this item in his beard.
Are these seeds of some kind? Like to grow plants? Are we talking?
Possible, yes. I would. Yeah, I wouldn't deny that completely.
Yeah, but I'm not very good with the particular cuisine in question. Um, is it?
I can literally just tell you the name of the port and you would get the answer from where he
Oh,
traveled from Yemen. But I'm not
oh, okay.
specifically given that because it's so easy. I'll give you another clue. He smuggled seven of these in his beard.
It's so
He
small
smuggled
enough.
seven of these in his beard from a port in Yemen.
I was gonna say drumstick, but no, that doesn't
So
make
in those
sense.
days, the Yemenis had a kind of monopoly over this particular food item, and it was always sold in a slightly modified form, which ensured that it could never be grown anywhere else.
No, yeah, I have absolutely no clue right now.
Okay, I'm going to give you the name of the port in that case.
Okay, yeah,
The port that he smuggled this from was called Mocha.
coffee.
Yes, it is coffee.
Oh, oh,
Yes.
wow, what? Interesting. Okay.
Okay. So he, as I mentioned, was a Sufi. He is said to have introduced the coffee plant to India by bringing seven raw beans from the port of
Okay.
Mocha, Yemen, while coming back from Hajj in 1670. In those days,
Okay.
coffee was exported to other parts of the world in roasted or baked form so that no one could grow
Oh,
their
so they
own
couldn't
and they
grow
were
it.
forced to buy from the Yemenis. He
Okay.
brought seven beans because the number seven is considered sacred in Islam. The coffee
Hmm.
plants were then raised at the place that bears his name, which is Budangiri.
Okay.
Giri
Okay.
meaning mountain.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So on his return home, he planted the beans on the slopes of the Chandradrona Hills in Chikmagaluru district, which was
Hmm.
erstwhile kingdom of Mysore, present day the state of Karnataka. The hill range was then the name of the hill range was then later changed from Chandradrona Hills to Baba Budan Giri, as in Baba Budan Hills. You can still visit his tomb by taking a short trip from Chikmagalur. So legend has it this is how coffee was introduced to India.
Very cool. Very cool. So wait, so the Yemeni had a monopoly on coffee
A
for a
kind of
while.
monopoly. So in those days, there were two ports. I was just Ethiopia and Yemen, where you could buy coffee. Everybody bought coffee from them.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, cool. I had no idea. And
Yeah.
Mocha is named after a port. Okay.
Yes, Mocha is named
Hmm.
after a port. And if you've heard of the East India Company, there
I
was
might have
a
heard of
much
them, yeah.
yes yeah, so there was actually a much more profitable, at least initially profitable company which was set up by the British before the East India Company, called the
Hmm.
Levant Trading Company. And I
Okay.
believe they're the ones who brought coffee to England
I
by
see.
trading in
I
the Middle
see.
East. So the Levant Trading Company was set up to trade in the Middle East.
Okay. This particular item has a number associated with it. So it's a food item which has a number associated with it.
Okay.
The number was initially based on the number of ingredients,
Hmm.
though that has never quite been verified. It has also served a design purpose eventually. What item and what number am I talking? What food item and what number am I talking?
See, the moment you said food item and number,
Mhm.
my mind went to chicken 65.
Okay, sorry. Then let me clarify. It's not actually a food item as much as it's a brand name. So a food brand name is
Uh-huh.
associated with a number. Yeah,
The brand name is associated with a number.
yeah. Like the dumbest example I can think of is like 5 star is associated with five, so something along those
Okay.
lines. Yeah.
Is that number still associated with the brand now?
Oh yes, it is. And that number eventually played a role in the design,
Okay. Are
in the
you asking something
manufacturing
out
and
from
design.
left field? Is it something like 7-Eleven?
No, no, no. It is a food
No.
item. It is a specific food item and a brand, a food brand rather.
With the number still associated with it. Oh, okay, wait. Wait. Baskin Robbins, 56 flavors that. No.
Baskin Robbins is actually a wonderful guess. It's actually 31 flavors,
31 flavors. Okay. No.
and it features in their logo. And 31
Yeah.
flavors came from you can have a new flavor each day of the month.
Ah,
That's
okay,
where
okay.
Baskin Robbins, that was their original slogan. But no,
So that
very
is the
good
answer,
guess,
right?
but no, 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 it's not. It's not. It's not.
Okay,
It's
okay.
not.
Okay,
So
so
when
it's
I said it's brilliant because 31 also features in the design of their logo, but
yeah, I
the number
that's
in
what
question that I'm asking features in the design of the product itself.
Yetzel's pretzels or something. Design of eight.
No,
No,
no, no.
no. I need a clue. I need a clue. This is too.
Okay, so
It's
it's a two digit number.
okay.
The particular the guy who came up with this product, and
Huh?
it's named after him. He chose the first digit based off of his favorite number, and the second digit based off of his wife's favorite number. The second digit also is considered auspicious, lucky. It is pretty significant across cultures.
That would be a seven.
That's a lovely little connect there to your previous question. It is seven, yes. The
Okay,
second digit.
seven.
Yeah,
Second digit is seven. Okay.
was the first digit.
17, 27, 37. Stop me when I get to it. 47. No.
If only life was that easy.
Yeah. Only life for that easy.
But no, you're on the right path. It's just that
Yeah, I'm just not
I'm
able
hoping
to
you'll.
think of anything that comes with it. With it. Food item ends with seven. Uh, is this a
I
fast
can
food
give
item?
I can give you a hint as to what kind of item it is. It'll get you very close. So let me just give you
Okay,
that. It is a condiment.
it's a condiment. It's a condiment with ketchup.
Yeah, 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 pretty close. You're almost there, basically.
Then it'd be Heinz ketchup, but I can't remember what the number on Heinz. Wait, the spot where you have to tap the bottle to get the Heinz ketchup to come out. What was the number? But I don't remember the number.
Okay, so it is 57.
57. Okay.
The marketing slogan was 57 pickle varieties.
Okay.
But this was more retroactively done than originally planned.
Huh.
And he chose it basically because five was his lucky number, seven was his wife's lucky number, seven is also auspicious. And he saw some other marketing campaign which inspired him. And 57 is written on every Heinz bottle, the
Bottle,
glass
yeah.
bottle, the iconic Heinz bottle. And the urban legend suggests that if you tap on it, because
Yes.
Heinz was famous for its viscosity,
Very
so it
thick.
would be tough to come out. So if you tap on 57 is the right spot to get it out. It has never
No, it
been
doesn't work. I've tried
verified.
it.
It has never been verified, but it is supposedly one of the reasons
No,
that
everybody.
57 is
I
confusing.
remember as kids also people telling that you have to tap it there, then you'll get it. It was nothing. Only place you could tap it is the back of the bottle. Like slam it as hard as you
Back
can.
of the bottle.
You want a small dollop, you will get two small drops. You bang into the back of the bottle, and then half the bottle comes out.
Well, Heinz ketchup is pretty great, so I don't mind eating half a bottle in one sitting. Yeah.
Oh no, that's too much for me. I'm not a big ketchup fan.
Okay.
Sacrilege to say on air, but I'm not a ketchup fan.
Alrighty. Yeah, that's my question for the day. That's, I believe, is the
Okay,
last question
so
as well.
yes, so before we try to wind up, Aditya, you know what to do.
If not for a wasabi smell in the alarm, if these scientists had been Indian, what odor would they have relied upon for their fire alarm for deaf people? Yeah, that's my question. Oh my
Mm.
God, I can already anticipate that I don't know what the answer will be. I can anticipate the answer will be terrible, and I'm gonna be
Yes, I think
cringing myself,
everybody
but
knows that. It's
I'm just
basically
gonna
right
do it
now a
anyway.
contest that Aditya is playing with himself as to see how low can I go.
How much can I embarrass myself in front of literally everybody listening to this podcast? Yes.
No, it's fun. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. A lot of people enjoy this.
I
One
hope so.
person actually said that he can't, he can't even think of the episode without these kind of contributions from Aditya's brain,
I'm glad. I'm
from his
glad.
weird brain. Okay, so that's all for this episode, everyone. Thank you for listening in. We hope you enjoyed the show and learned something new. If you like what you heard, please consider subscribing to our podcast. And please leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. It takes only 2 seconds. And subscribe to us, please. It helps us reach a wider audience and allows more people to discover and enjoy the show. We'd also love to hear from you, feedback, suggestions, even trivia. You can reach us on Instagram at Are You Quizzing Me? We appreciate your support and look forward to sharing more episodes with you in the future. Aditya will be back shortly after the musical sting to give you the fact check. Basically, he's going covering our ass for every mistake we made while blabbing off on the spot in this podcast. So thanks again for tuning in from me.
Cheers, guys. Thank you so much.
And here's the fact check for the episode. Alternate accounts suggest that Frank Epperson had mixed sugary soda powder with water and left it outdoors overnight and accidentally invented the popsicle in the process. A British judge dismissed Powell's claim as inventor of the Walkman for being, quote, obvious and not significantly inventive. However, after Powell threatened Sony to pursue patent disputes in other countries, Sony and Powell did an out-of-court settlement allegedly of several million dollars. There are no verified sources that support any legal disputes ever happened between Google and owners of Garfield Mail. And that's all for the fact check.